Do you know that people are selling online businesses for $90 million, $40 million? We have some for sale here for $15 million, $14 million. That's absolutely insane. And I've actually sold some businesses online myself. And in this video, I want to actually explain to you exactly how you can build an online business and then you can actually sell it online for quite a bit of money. And I've done this multiple times and I know exactly what works. So you're going to want to watch this video all the way to the end. And I believe that this video could potentially change somebody's life if you actually understand exactly what I'm saying in this video. Trust me when I say this, I know what I'm doing when it comes to building online businesses. And if we even look down here, we have 6,000, some selling for 6. And basically, it just keeps going all the way down. I went from highest to lowest to people selling their businesses for millions of dollars online. So how do we actually do this? I'm going to jump in and show you exactly how you can start your own online business and then you can sell it online for a large profit. And at the end of this video, I'm actually going to show you a secret that is happening right now. Not many people know about this. So you are going to want to check this out. This is really important and it's got something to do with AI. Because there's AI right now, there's lots of opportunities online to make money. So let's jump into this. Now this is going to be a video that is different from my usual stuff. I'm just in front of the whiteboard and I just want to explain exactly how I started and sold my own business and how you can do the exact same thing as well. The microphone's a little bit fuzzy in places, but let's get into this. Enjoy. All right, so if you don't know who I am, I've been working online for probably like 12 years now. Actually, I've been working online most of my life. I made my first website when I was like 7 years old. And I live and breathe the internet. That's what I do. I absolutely love it. And I think one of the best ways to actually be successful in life is to start an online business and then exit out of it for a big, large lump sum of cash. Whether that be $1 million or whether that be 10 million or it could be 20 million or it could be 50 million, or even, yes, 100 million. There are plenty of stories online of people exiting for 100 million, 50 million, 20 million, for example, Hyros.com. And I'll put some other ones up on the screen. I think Backlinko, which is a blog, sold for around about $5 million. But there are stories everywhere of people selling internet businesses for large sums of money. Now, why is that? We're going to get into that in a second, and why I think the internet is really the best way to be successful in life. Now, I've sold a couple of businesses online myself. I recently sold one last year, and it is one of my favorite ways to earn, because essentially you start something, you grow it to something good, and then you sell it for a large sum of cash. You exit out of that business. Now, why do internet businesses make so much money, and why are they, in my opinion, the easiest ways to be successful? To like a trade business, for example, like a builder or a plumber first before we get into this. Now, let's say you want to start a online business. It could be like a software product, a SaaS product, which is mainly what I do. But let's just compare first before we jump into the step-by-step tutorial. Let's just say you want to start a business online and it's a software, okay? We're just kind of spitballing here. So let's just say you want to start a software. You're going to need some income for you're going to need some spending to get the software developed. It's not really that much nowadays. And then you might have some overheads and stuff like that, right? You are going to have to spend a little bit of money up front to do that. But the best thing about an online business is all of your assets are online, right? So, for example, your website is online, your software is online, everything is online. You don't have an office, you can work from home, everything is online, you can get freelancers to work for you, you don't need any employees like on the books. However, if you go and do like a trade business, like a builder or something like that, you need to spend a lot of money. You need to get an office, pay a monthly rent for that office. You need to get employees who you're going to be spending wages on as well, like that. You need to get vehicles, more money. You need to get tools, more money. And you have all of these physical assets that you have to put somewhere: vehicles, tools, office. You have all of this stuff. I don't like that type of business. And that's why an online business, so this is like, we'll just call this an offline business, for example, like a trade or a brick and mortar store or something, let's just say it's not online. And that's why online businesses are much more attractive. They don't have physical assets. And there's another thing that I do want to talk about before we get into this about online versus offline. Online businesses are very easy to scale, and I will tell you why. Let's just take a business that's like a builder, for example. Okay, you've got a builder, he works in, say, Los Angeles, LA. Okay?
really his business is confined to that space, LA. So that builder works in LA. Unless he wants to expand to different cities and different states and become really, really big, he can do that. It's going to be very expensive. With an online business, for example, your customer base is worldwide and you can scale very, 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 very fast, very quickly, from zero to millions of dollars in income within a year, within 2 years. And to put that into perspective, I know somebody right now with an online business. They started around about, I think, 9 months ago, and they're currently generating, after spending, so advertising costs, they're making around about 300,000 recurring revenue per month in their online business, and they did that with under a year, and they are scaling even more, and they're probably going to be easily to $1 million per month within the next year. Because in online business, we have a worldwide audience that we have unlimited access to via social media and advertising and stuff like that. So what's the first step to starting your own product online, that or business or product that you want to actually go ahead and sell for at least $1 million in the future? So you need to come up with an idea. This is always, people think this is the hardest part. It's actually the easiest, in my opinion. And that's usually going to be a product, like a software. It could be a tool. It could be some sort of AI thing, because AI is really big right now. Now, in this case, we're going to focus on software, because that is probably the most profitable right now, easiest to scale, because you can put in like recurring revenues and stuff like that, and it's just very simple to do. Now, how do you get an idea for a product? I'm going to give you an example of a product that I did and I sold, and then I'm going to talk about how you can get some ideas as well. Now, I'm not going to give away the product that I sold. I'm not allowed to sell it. I signed an NDA, but I can tell you that I can tell you what the product was, but I can't tell you what my product was. So, for example, there is a website called Booster Theme Online, and this is a Shopify theme. And what happened is, when I made a theme as well, and I sold the theme, but what I did is I went to this, back in the day, this is like probably, I don't know, 6 years ago now, I went to this booster.com, I think it's booster.com, I can't remember, whatever. I went to purchase their theme for my Shopify store at the time. I purchased the product and I didn't like it. It wasn't very good. So what I did at the time, I think it's pretty good now. But so what I did is I got my own product made. I hired someone from Upwork.com. I paid around about $6,000 at the time. And I got my own theme made, basically because I didn't like the theme that Booster.com had for my store. So that was my product. I created a Shopify theme. This is the first thing I sold. I've also done software as well, which we can talk about. So I created a Shopify theme. I used it on my own store for a while, and then I sold it, and we did a lot of revenue selling this theme, and then I got offered money for it, and I sold the theme. So I don't have the theme anymore. And so this idea came from basically trying to use another product that I didn't like at the time. So that was that's a way that you can go ahead and get product ideas. You can make better versions of other products, which is a very popular way of making money, building an online business. Now, another way that you can do this, and remember, we're sticking to software, and remember, you don't have to be a software developer. I don't know how to develop software. I went to Upwork.com, right? Upwork.com. I paid someone $6,000 at the time, US, to make the theme, and there was garbage when we first released it. And I'm going to talk about soon how we scaled and upgraded as we went, and I'll talk about all that sort of stuff, perfection as well, because people get stuck in that stage and they never actually release anything. But I went to Upwork.com, I paid $6,000 for this product to get made. That was it. And there was a garbage product at the start, and then we spent a little bit more later on developing it, but we had income coming in then from the product, so it didn't really matter. So you don't need to be a software developer. Upwork.com. The next thing is you can go to a website called, there's a few places you can go to do research on how to develop a software. Remember, you're not reinventing the wheel. You're essentially reverse engineering what other people are doing. You're not copying them. You're doing similar products, because there's so much room out there for everybody. Okay, you can have a product that's the same 10 times, and they're all going to make money on the internet, because that's just how it works. Now, Eventually, the ones that don't do very well are going to probably drop off, and you will have the last few. That's how competition works. But you can go ahead and replicate what other people are doing. So there's 2 websites I would recommend you go to get some sort of product idea on what to create. And with AI right now, it's very popular. A lot of these like ChatGPT knockoffs and stuff like that. Well, it's not really a ChatGPT knockoff. You can go make like an article writing website and you can link ChatGPT, and that's essentially a software you've just created very easily. In fact, you can buy them for like $200-300 on Flippa. Anyway, Flippa.com, okay, and then Muncheye.com. Remember, this is for software, but you might be trying to make something else. You can do funnels and all that sort of stuff. So, and excuse my writing, I can't write, that's why I work online. I don't know how to spell, don't know how to write. Anyway, we go Flippa and Muncheye.com. Flippa is where software is sold. Muncheye.com is where people launch their software products. So you can research. You can see what type of software products are selling on Flippa for over $1 million or high prices. You can see on Muncheye what sort of software people are releasing, and they make money on Muncheye, people promote them. So that's 2 ways you can research software, what type of software is working in the marketplace and stuff like that. However, in this day and age, right now, 2024 and beyond, I would be focusing on AI type softwares. And when I mean software, I don't mean like, it doesn't have to be a software. It could be a website that's like an AI writer or something like that. To me, that's a software. So that's kind of what you can do to research. In my opinion, there's not a lot to do with research, essentially because you could make the best product in the world. If you don't advertise it properly, you don't do your marketing properly, you don't do all that properly, none of this matters at all. And I do want to talk about perfection as well, but before we get into the rest of this video, because what a lot of people do, and what I've noticed with people that I've taught how to start online businesses and internet, like applications, software and stuff like this, and this is one of the things that I'm glad I didn't get stuck in when I started, is perfection. So you're going to have people like, for example, that make a software, and let's say they spend 2 years on this software, right? And they try to get it perfect, right? They mess around for 2 years. The theme that I made, we made that in 2 months, okay? I think 2 or 3 months, let's just say 3 months because of testing. And the reason we were able to do that is very simple. We did not care about the product at the time. We just wanted to get something out because we wanted to get some sales, because we wanted to make sure that it was actually going to be a viable product in the marketplace. And to do that, we got out a version that was pretty garbage at the time. It worked. And then it actually, I'll tell you what, on the launch day, it did not work. It actually completely stopped working. So we had to close down the cart. We had to actually bug fix on the day, or stayed up all night, bug fix on the day, and then relaunch it again. And it worked, but it was still a garbage product. But the reason why is because when you actually scale for example, let's say you have a product, right, that you've got ready to go. You do like a beta test and you're like, hey, okay, cool, this product works, and this is like video games, right? They release the most garbage video games, and then they bring updates out every week. That's what we do with software, because it takes way too long to perfect a software. You put way too much money into it before you even start making money. Now, let's say here we've got day one. And we'll do 2 days, we'll do day 1. We have this garbage product. And let's say we have day, 300 over here. So you're going to have a budget or something, whatever, advertising, we'll talk about that in a second. But you're going to scale up your product, and your income's going to scale, let's say, to day 300. As you scale that income and you scale all of that, you can then reinvest that income into different versions of your app and software and upscale the quality of that product as you go as well. So the product, we'll do it in a different color here, we'll do like a red. The product, you're going to upgrade as well. So you're going to have like version 1.0 here, and then you're going to upgrade it a little bit to version 1.1. You're going to upgrade it again to version 1.2. You're going to add some more features and things like that. And then you're going to upscale again to 1.3. and then you're going to upscale again to like 1.4, and then it's going to slow down a bit, and then once you kind of start to taper off your updates and all that sort of stuff, and it's pretty much perfect at that point, you're then going to just scale to the moon with money, right? So like revenue. So that's the thing. You don't have to get your product perfect, because you can scale your product as you scale your revenue, and you can reinvest your revenue back into updates on your products. So this is something that you really have to take into account. I've seen it many times before. If you get stuck on trying to get the perfect product at the beginning, you're never going to even launch that product. It's never going to be successful. It's going to be dead weight, and it's just never going to work. And that's one thing I'm glad I never got stuck in when I was starting my adventure on product. It's hard for me to explain idea research, because it's just going to come to you. You might spend a month researching, looking around, whatever, but it will come to you. 9 times out of 10, you're probably just going to do something that's already in the market, because that's what's working. So now let's talk about, this is my favorite part of this, actually. This is my favorite part, is the money and all that sort of stuff. So let's say you have a product and you're ready to start making money. You are going to need some advertising costs, so you're going to start doing some advertising. There's thousands of courses out there, YouTube videos on how to advertise products. That's not what this is about. But you've got a product that you have created. Let's say it's a software. Let's say, in this scenario, we're going to say you don't have a recurring income every month, a recurring subscription. We're going to say you're selling a product for $100 at this point in time. One fee, that's it, one product. So we're going to be selling that for $100. And I'm just using $100 to keep the values in this video simple to understand. It could be $400, $500, $1,000, $2,000, $2,500, whatever, but we're going to stick to 100. So let's say you're selling that product for $100 in advertising, okay? And we just sell the one product, that's it. Now, the most important thing when it comes to advertising your software, remember, we're trying to get this software to as much money as possible, profit as possible, as fast as possible, and then exit out of this business and sell it for a large sum of money. It could be 10 million, 20, 30, 40, 50, whatever, even just $1 million if you want to flick it off quick. But we are trying to scale as fast as we possibly can. Now, this it depends on what your thoughts are on as fast as possibly can. My first business I sold after 5 years of having it, I think, around about, and the second one was around about 3 years. I think we scaled, no, probably 5, maybe 4 or 5 as well. But we scaled the second one up much faster than the first one. But you could do it in a year, 2 years. It just depends on how fast you're willing to scale the business. There's one important factor, KPI, key performance indicator, that you need to know about. It's the only one I care about. I don't care about anything else. And that is customer lifetime value. What is a customer worth to your business over the lifetime of that customer being in your business relationship? Now, I do things a little bit different when I'm promoting a software, selling a software, whatever, getting traffic. I do things a little bit different. I do something called CCOV. Now, what does that mean? Now, it's called Customer Circle of Value. Now, you got to think of a time period where you want to figure out the average lifetime value of a customer. In this case, we're going to say 6 months. Let's say you run advertising for 6 months on your 6 months, on your $100 product, and we track everything, and on the 6th month, we want to know how much a customer averagely spends with us. So we have these 3 circles, 2 months for each circle, okay? So we've got the first circle. Actually, I'm gonna make the first circle red because that's the most important circle in this mathematical equation. This is gonna be the most important circle, and then we're gonna have the blue circle, which is gonna be the next most important, and then we're gonna have the black circle, which is kind of like the worst circle, okay? So we're gonna have the black circle here. Now keep in mind, each of these circles is 2 months, okay? So we've got 2 months here, 2 months here, and 2 months here. And we're selling the product for $100. So at this point of time, the customer value, lifetime value, is $100 because we've sold the customer a product for $100. So their lifetime value here is 100, 100, 100, and then that's it, right? Now the reason we've got these circles is because generally what's going to happen is we're going to have, this is kind of, maybe I should rename it the relationship circle, but it's the relationship with your business. So the people that stay in the red circle, whether it be for 2 months, 3 months, 4 months, they're using your product. These are the most valuable customers, and this is the most valuable time to promote more products to them and increase your value in that 2-month period. And then some of them might come out to the 4th month. And what I mean by that is, we'll explain it better in a second, but eventually what happens is people will stop using your product, not all of them, but they'll find better products. They might not need your product anymore or whatever, right? So let's just say in the 2 months, these people are still using your product, but they're not really, like, they're getting less and less interested in your brand, okay? And this happens in business, it's fine, it's normal. And then on the last 2 months, the customers are like, you're gonna have people that are like, oh, I don't really wanna use this anymore, whatever, blah, 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 okay? And so this is the most important period. This is the most important again after that. And then this is the most important again, least important though. And then once they get out of here, then they're basically nothing anymore because they've stopped using your product. But now I'm not saying they've stopped using your product, but their relationship with your business is a lot less because you're 6 months down the track. You might not have produced any more new products or anything like that. So let me kind of explain to you why this is very important. But at this point here on this black line, okay, this is where I want to know. And just keep in mind the 6 months is just for this tutorial. We might be tracking a year, 3 months, 4 months. I want to know at this line how much on average a customer has spent with me. And at this point it's going to be $100 because we have one product at $100. So the customer circular value at this point of time at 6 months is $100, and that's it, okay? So keep that in mind. But the point of this circle is to kind of explain that now what we want to do is we want to increase this $100 value. So let's just say, for example, you're running advertising cost. And so actually, sorry, I lied. There's 2 metrics that are the most important in this business, and that's advertising cost. How much are you paying to acquire a customer to use your product, and then how much are you making? So let's say you're spending $100 to get a customer at this point in the center. So you get a customer here, you spend $100 to get them. And then throughout their entire journey to the 6 months, like I'm not saying every single customer you get is not going to be interested in your product in 6 months. You're going to get customers that are going to stay in the middle for forever. They're going to love your product. They're going to love everything about it. They're going to buy everything that you throw at them. These guys as well, some of them in here, a little bit like that as well. But then it gets a little bit worse as people get like bored of your product or whatever. So let's just say we're spending $100 on advertising cost and we're making $100. You might be like, Frank, we're not making any money, man. What's going on? We're broke. We're not making any money. We're spending money and we're not making profit. It's okay because now we can introduce better funnels, some products, we can add upsells, and we can now increase this $100 very fast. And this is why I love internet businesses. And this is where the power really, really starts to come in. I don't really care about making money straight away as long as even if I'm losing money, if I'm spending $100 and I'm only making $80 per customer, I don't care because I know I can scale it very, very quickly once I get these 2 numbers, okay? So the most important thing is you need to figure out after a few months of advertising, how much are you paying per customer to get and how much are you making back? At this point in time in this tutorial, we're not making any profit. So how do we increase that profit? Let's talk about that. All right, so let's get into the profit now. I'm going to get rid of this circle, but we're going to still use the circles in different stages of how we increase our profit, okay? So remember, our software right now is not profitable. We're breaking even. We might even be losing a little bit of money. Don't sweat it. Doesn't really matter. So now we need to increase our profits. It's so easy with internet businesses. I'm telling you, it's very, very simple to do. We can increase this $100 very, very quickly. Actually, what I'll do is I'll talk about every single circle separately. It's going to make it a lot easier from start to finish. Okay, so we have the red circle. This is the most important part of your business where you're going to make the most money off your customers. And now remember, we'll just say hypothetically for this video, within the first 2 months, okay? So this red circle is within the first 2 months. This is when your customers are most engaged. This is when you're gonna make the most money from your customers in your business. Now there's also different stages of this circle too, but we won't get into it. What we will do though, is we'll talk about the middle of the circle. The middle of the circle is where the people make the purchase of your product. They see it online or whatnot, okay? So now we need to talk about how do we increase the lifetime customer value within our business from the start, from the very beginning of when they see our product and they purchase it. So keep in mind, we're gonna have, it's a bit messy here. We're gonna have a product that is $100. We're just gonna use Squares as the product. We'll just say this is a landing page. This is $100 product, okay? So how do we increase the revenue? Now we start to use funnels, profits, because we're already getting revenue. What we're going to do is we're going to then create another product. Now we're not going to be creating a software, well you could, we're not going to be creating anything crazy. Let's say our software is an AI software that does something to do with AI. I don't know, but it's an AI software. Our main software is AI. We could sell an ebook for say, or a book of some sort for say $29. Now this is an upsell, so some people are going to buy it, some people will not, for $29. And let's say this is a book, an AI book. We used ChatGPT to write it, didn't take us long, and it's a book about, I don't know, 1,000 best ways to make money with ChatGPT or something. But it's related to our product, our main product, okay? Very simple to do. The next thing is we can also do, if they're not interested in this price or product, we can then do what is called a discount upsell, where they click and they say, no thanks, I'm not interested. We can say, hey, well, do you want it for, I don't know, $10 instead for the same product? You've probably been in one of these funnels before. Now we're creating funnels to increase our profits. And then we can also do, and I'm not going to get too technical here because you could honestly go on for like 4 or 5 times, 10 times even I've seen. But let's just do one more. We could do, maybe they're not interested in any of this stuff. They click no thanks. And we could actually have another product here that they could be interested in. Remember, they've already bought this product, okay? And then we're just offering more products at the sale time. This could be a course that you make over the weekend or something, or whatever. And whatever, it's $49. We could say, hey, are you interested in that as well? So keep in mind they've purchased this, and there's a chance they might purchase one of these. So we instantly increased our customer lifetime value just in that time space. Now, you're going to get a low percent that purchase these. It might be 10%. 10%. It might be 20%. It might even be 2%. You're not going to know until you start actually checking the stats. But you're going to get people that are going to buy this stuff as well, apart from and as well as your software. So this is in this stage right here. This is right in the middle where they have actually gone ahead and they have purchased the product. This is what we're offering them. Now we get into a bit more technical stuff. Let's say we have a 1 month, let's say this is the 1 month line, okay? Within that 1 month, we can then promote other products to them via email marketing. You've got to remember, they've made a purchase. We now have their email, okay? We have an email list with whatever, 10 people, 5 people, whatever. We have an email list. So now let's get rid of all of this other stuff here, okay? We have this email list now. So there's a number of things we can do with this email list. It's really endless. We can promote. So we can, in the email list, we can kind of separate who purchased the upsells and who didn't. So first of all, straight off the bat, we can go ahead and we can offer them that $29 upsell and that $49 upsell through the emails for say the first week. Some of them will purchase, some of them won't. Okay, cool, doesn't really matter. We're gonna make money at this point as well. Now we're really starting to increase our customer lifetime value here. Now, on top of that, we can also promote even more products. You've got to remember, these people are using your software at this point of time. They are hyper interested. We'll say they're hyper interested in your products. And we can actually just say, we can just extend this email stuff We can just extend this email stuff out to like 2 months because that's really what we're going to be doing. I've got an email list that went for 2 years. An email list where we promoted products for 2 years from our people purchasing our software. That's how really in-depth this stuff can become. And so we're advertising we're advertising products. Now, if you don't want to make so you've got this email list, you can advertise ebooks, you can advertise more software that you've made, you can advertise other people's products, and you can get what's called affiliate commissions from other people's products, okay? So you don't even have to promote your own product at this point of time. If you can't be bothered making one or you can't be bothered finding one, which I do all the time, I promote other people's products. So essentially you've got this endless supply of income that you can keep promoting to this email list. Now keep in mind the longer your circle gets, right? So the 6 month period, 4, 6, that's our KPI, right? We want to know lifetime customer value at 6 months. The less these people are going to buy, okay? Just keep that in mind because they've already purchased a lot. They're using your products and that stuff, and a lot of them, not all of them, but a lot of them are going to end up like 6 months down the track, 1 year down the track, not interested in buying your products anymore because they've already bought them and they might be using other products or whatever. But we want to know at 6 months, what is our customer lifetime value now, like on average? And it's going to be an average. It's not going to be 100 plus 29 plus 49 plus whatever, because it's going to be an average because not every single person buys that stuff. It's going to be just a general average. So let's say at 6 months, let's say we're still spending $100 per customer. To get a customer, we're spending $100 still. And let's say our average customer value now, this is just a low figure, just to give you an idea, is now 120. Okay? So just off doing upsells, promoting products through emails, we're now profitable by about 20% because that's our new our customer lifetime value. Or if maybe it's 130, we're not going to know until we get to that point. But now you can see the power of this because now we know that we can spend $100 to get a customer and we're going to make 20% on that acquisition cost to acquire that customer. This is very, very valuable. These numbers are extremely valuable when you are doing a business. And generally, this is just generally, but generally I will calculate my lifetime customer value at around about the 6 month mark. So I'll go ahead and I'll run ads or whatever I'm doing, social media marketing, whatever I'm doing for 6 months, and then I will calculate on average how much am I spending per customer, how much am I making per customer, lifetime value on average, and then I'm like, okay, I want to increase that. And just remember, you can increase this very, very quickly. Okay, you can double it, you can triple it, you can add in a $5,000 coaching thing, right? Let's say your software is an AI software on how to, I don't even know. It doesn't. You can usually always have some sort of high ticket offer inside your software, no matter what it is. Let's just say, for example, you have a software that's AI and it creates AI articles, AI content, and stuff like that. You could have a coaching program on how to make money with AI content for $5,000. If a few people buy that, your average lifetime customer value is going to explode. This is real. This is the big boy stuff right here. I've even seen $10,000 ones. I've seen $20,000 ones. And yes, people will pay that type of money. So that is that's how you scale. Okay, you figure out how much you're paying or how much you're getting a customer for, and then you figure out the 120, and you can scale to the moon. So let's say we're 6 months deep. Let's say we're 6 months deep. Okay, we have spent 2 months optimizing our funnel, adding more products, kind of figuring things out. Okay, so 2 more months. Let's say we spend 4 more months or 3 more months running ads to see where our lifetime customer value is. So let's just say 4 months. It could be 3, 4, I don't know, it depends. So let's just say we are now 12 months deep into our product and we've pretty much optimized it, but we could always add more. Let's say 12 months. And at the 12-month point, we know that we are spending, let's just say, this is once again, whatever mathematics at the moment. We've got the $100 we're spending to acquire a customer, and they are making us back, we're making a 20% profit on that customer from the advertising costs. You're obviously going to have other overheads, maybe you're going to have some workers and stuff like that. Some like freelancers maybe, just depends. Or you're going to have like customer service and stuff. But let's just not add that into this right now because it's normally not that much anyway. It might cut into your profit like a few percent. So we're 12 months deep. Now what do we do? And we're optimized. We're optimized. That's the most important thing. We're optimized. Now we scale this thing to the moon. We start focusing on profits, revenues, and how much can we get this made. And I actually did forget, sorry, we can also add a recurring product in there as well, which is what you are going to want to do. So let me just talk about that quickly. And all that email marketing stuff that you do, like you're sending out products, you do want to add something in there that's a recurring payment every month. So it might be a product for $30 a month or $99 a month. You do want to add that in, especially if you're doing software, because this is a real big money maker and it's very important. This is one of the most important things when you exit out of a software business. The people that are buying the business, they really, really want recurring income inside that business. It's very, very important. Very important, actually. It's probably more important than just like, it's obviously more important than a one-off sale for the product. So anyway, now we know that we're going to make around about 20% profits. Now, keep in mind, guys, these numbers are not accurate. They're not accurate at all. I'm just saying this for the tutorial, okay? But let's just say we make 20, or let's just say 15%. Let's say we make 15% profit. We've got 5%, a little bit in overheads on a few other things. So 15% profit we're making. Okay. We can now just scale. I don't know if you can see that. We can just scale now. So we can just go and put as much money as we want into advertising, and we can focus on scale. And that is how you scale that business to like whatever, $200,000 a month. Or you can scale it to $500,000 a month. We've even seen ones that are scaled to $1 million per month. And then you scale it as much as you can go, and then you have, you get to a point where you've got good recurring good recurring payments coming in every month for whatever recurring offer you have in there. We have sales coming in from the original software. You could even have a recurring thing on that software, a recurring plan. And then, but we're scaled now, and we want to exit. We want to sell this business. We're over it. We want to relax. We want to retire. We want to get out of this thing. Now, that's why I sold all my businesses. I want to retire, and I still do dabble in this stuff and obviously do YouTube and that, but that's the goal, to get out, sell out, and get out. And this is why I like online businesses, because you can sell them for a huge amount of money, life-changing money. So how do we sell our business? There's a few ways you can do it, but you've scaled it up. You've scaled up your software. By the way, software is the best, guys. That's where the money is, especially recurring software. So there's a couple places you can go. You can go to flipper.com. You're not really going to be selling your stuff for 100 mil on there. Okay, so you can go to flipper.com. That's really high, but flipper.com. And on flipper.com, I've seen some sell for like 4 or 5 mil, a mil, 400 or 500 grand, whatever. Flipper.com is an alright place to sell your software. Empire Flippers is another one. So we'll just go EF. Empire Flippers is like Flipper, but they do like bigger deals. But more like Amazon websites and affiliate websites and stuff like that. Empire Flippers. Or there's actually private brokers that you can go through. I can't remember the names off the top of my head, but we'll put PB here. Private brokers are probably going to be the best one for you because they already have a list of customers who buy businesses all the time. So you need to understand how it works. An online business, whether it's a website, a software, or whatever, is an online asset. It's an online real estate that companies, people, they want to purchase. I know companies that all they do, this one company I know, all they do is buy, I don't know if I can say exactly what they buy, but all they buy is ClickBank affiliate marketing websites, right? So people will make these websites promoting a product, and then this company, all they do, they buy as many as they can, because that's how they grow their incomes, by having all of these websites that stay online forever. And that's how that's just how it is. Like, they just buy online businesses. So you can go and find private brokers, Flipper.com, Empire Flippers, or private brokers to exit out of your online business that you have scaled and is now making a lot of money. Or you can keep it if you want, but I like to exit out so I have cold hard cash that I can then invest into other things or do whatever with. Now, the Franklin Hatcher brand can't sell it because it's me, right? I sell it, it dies. There's no one there. So, but you can sell software and things and whatever. So let me tell you a quick secret before we go. There's a business strategy model that's happening right now and is blowing up. It's about AI. It's kind of a bit dicey, to be fair, but hey, you don't want to be the next blockbuster, so you got to just get on the trends. Basically, what a couple of my mates have been doing, and I've kind of been a little bit dabbling in it, I haven't really started yet. They're buying businesses that are bloated with employees. So hear me out. Let's say a business that makes websites and funnels, for example. You're going to have, let's just say that business has a boss, okay? So you've got a boss, whatever, the guy that created the business making websites. Under him, let's just say he's got 4 people, we'll just put P for people, making websites for him, okay? Making websites. Now, in that as well, they've got, say, 2 people who are doing social media marketing, advertising for that business. And then let's say, actually we'll do that separate. So we've got the people that make the websites. We've got the people that do, we'll put S here for social media marketing. They do like the ads, okay? Let's say one of them runs the ads, one of them goes and does the ad copyright, okay? And then let's say we have let's say we have people that do the copywriting. We have 2 people that do copywriting, okay, in that business. So what they do is they do like landing pages for the business and they, whatever, right? Let's just say it's bloated, there's people in there. We want to get rid of them. I know that sounds mean, but that's business. So you buy this company, they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 employees. You're the new owner, you're this guy here. What my mates have been doing is cutting people and using AI now instead. So instantly they are getting rid of a lot of overheads. So let's just take this one for example. Instead of having 4 people making websites, you can get rid of 3 of them now, and you have 1 person making websites, and he's using an AI software to make the websites rather than have 4 people. Here, this person runs the ads, this person does ad copy, social media. You only need 1 now, because the person who runs the ads can now use ChatGPT or other Facebook's or other software to make ad creatives rather than hiring someone to do it for them, rather than the company hiring someone to do it for them. The 2 people that do copywriting, it might be 4, 5, 6, whatever, you now only need 1, because that person can now use ChatGPT to make copywriting content. Or you could get rid of them all together and you could just have yourself and 1 person who does ChatGPT for everything. So basically the secret here is people are buying businesses that are bloated with employees, human employees, or like contractors, whatever, online businesses. They're getting rid of most of them and they are replacing them with AI. And then what's happening is they're cutting costs and they're reselling the business for a profit, for a large profit, because they're cutting all the bloat out and replacing it with AI. And I know it's dicey. It's dicey. People are losing their jobs for AI. But if you don't catch up, you're going to be the next blockbuster. You're not going to survive in this cutthroat world right now with AI. All right, guys, I hope that helped you understand online business and the money to be made. There is a lot of money to be made in online businesses. The best businesses around for a reason, and why you can sell them for a lot of profit. Okay? Your local building business isn't going to be selling for $100 million. It ain't going to happen unless it's a massive countrywide business. It just ain't going to happen. So, yeah, give it a go, guys, and I'll see you guys in the next video.